Hello everyone and welcome back to another Mara stock chart planning update video. Now we will be going over Bitcoin as well for correlation, and then towards the end I'm going to give you guys my opinion once again on MSTR stock now that we are getting prepared for this very intense crazy week coming up with, I believe, a interest rate Federal Reserve meeting and US elections, which of course is going to be a very big deal for all kinds of markets, especially crypto, which is very volatile, and that's a good thing. So guys, real quick, I want to go over my BITU position because I ended up selling it. Now I'm going to jump into the Bitcoin chart real quick, and I'm going to show you guys what I did, and I'm going to have a picture up as I talk about it as well on what the transaction, how much I sold and when, what price. So yeah, I had 353 shares on my previous BitU position at $28.59. I ended up selling all 353 shares at once at $29.64. So that's a profit of $370. And, it's kind of unfortunate because I was a little bit too biased. Now, I'm going to say that, my biasness took over a little bit too much. The price ended up reaching almost at all-time highs. We stretched up so much without having a reasonable correction, and I was being way too biased. I wasn't looking at I was looking at too much on my biased view of the chart instead of actually what the chart actually looks like, which is very oversold right here, and I kept wanting to see higher prices into the green. This is just my measurement tool for swing highs and swing lows and all that. That's why I use fib extensions and retracements. They do not tell you that, yes, this has to happen. It gives you an idea of what could happen. Next thing you know, we got real close to it. We were very much overbought, and then, of course, we started seeing a big downtrend. I was still able to sell at a profit. And the reason I sold instead of holding in this area is just where I ended up selling at with Bitcoin's chart, is because we haven't bottomed out on the R side, and we haven't really seen a decent bottom in a while. That doesn't mean we have to see one, but we haven't seen a decent one. I noticed that there's this, there's enough value down here where we have this body of this swing. The swing highs up here, the body of the candles are down here, and I said this in the last video like 2 days ago. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes down here, and ideally I would like to see this stretch down even further to have, as much of a correction as we can. But we did end up seeing that. So now that I've been out of that position over the weekend, if we continue to see suppressed prices below 69,000, I'm gonna go ahead and start buying into BITU once again and open up a new trade, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, BITU, I'm not holding on to any shares right now. A little bit of profit locked in, but I'm going to go ahead and open a new position if we can hold prices below 69,000, because I have no idea what these news events it's going to bring us this coming up trading week. But regardless, I do believe we're going to see higher prices regardless of what's going to happen next week. It's just because how much we're oversold short term, that we are in an uptrend. We've been having these lower low, lower highs for a while. We finally started, seeing a change in pattern where we start seeing higher lows and higher highs instead of lower lows, lower highs, and we're seeing that here still. So I'm very short term bullish on this. I believe the momentum is still there. But how does this correlate with Mara, which is the focus of the video, right? So to actually get started with this, the last Mara update I made with correlation to Bitcoin, I kept saying that Bitcoin still shows potential, ideally in the ideal scenario, showing potentials of it coming down even further, which it did. It came down further short term, bringing the price closer once again to our red accumulation area. Now, on the last video, I also said if we can come down to here, like I believe it's a really good buying opportunity. Of course, everything I say in this video and in this channel is just my own personal opinion. It is not financial advice. So as a non-professional, non-licensed person, how I am looking at these charts is that we have enough momentum building anytime now soon we should have Mara releasing their next monthly update on how, their productivity, how much Bitcoin they're mining, holding, so forth. I believe is just going to, continue the trend of, increased productivity and mining revenue being recovered. And their HODL policy still in place. So there's enough momentum that it's convincing me that any pullback we really see in this stock is a great buying opportunity for the next like recovery, or how do you say, a reaction after an overreaction, a reaction back into the upside. And yeah, I believe next week in really good to buy an opportunity early into the week if we can see prices sustain itself down here in the low 16s, ideally coming back into the red area once again. But we have a really good buying opportunity just around the corner for Mara. And with Bitcoin coming down, if I can, there we go, coming down, and then trying to find a support anytime soon here. I'm looking at support in this area right here. I don't really believe the price can come down much lower, but I wouldn't be surprised as well is if we can see these swing lows being retested with the price right here as well, which is also where we have this major swing high right here. So as of right now, the previous swing high, not this one, but the one before, did not act as a support. It tried to, ended up failing, and now it's coming much lower. We have this other one down here, so if I stretch this out, it'll be easier to look at. This, so we can find support, in my opinion, anywhere in this gap, because again, guys, there's just enough momentum here convincing me that this is where we're going. The RSI is pretty much bottoming out already. If we come down to this area, it'll be very much below that 25 mark, or what is that, 30? Yeah, the 30 line down there, indicating that the RSI is very much oversold. So the momentum is there. I will personally be, I'm going to be updating you guys on this. If we can open the U.S. markets Monday with Bitcoin still below 69,000, anywhere below that, right here, a low 68s or below 68,000, I don't care. I will be adding, into BITU, opening a new position with BITU, and I will keep you guys updated on that because I see value here, so I will be buying into that. And then with Mara, same thing with Mara. I see a lot of value down here, and I'll keep you guys updated on the price action. But yeah, guys, really good short-term buying opportunity coming up with Mara, because we can see the price continue to flirt around that 1580 mark. We can easily see this imbalance right here being filled, and it can easily act like the magnet where we can come back up and get close to this first green line once again. So not just yet. We need to see what happens Monday. We also need to see what happens the whole day Sunday with Bitcoin, because it is obviously a big part of Mara's business, and depending what happens tomorrow with Bitcoin and how Bitcoin enters into Monday will highly influence the stock. But if we can see this continue to flirt a little bit more with that first red line, I think it'll provide a really good short trade. Not like going short on it, but like short-term trade for the bullish side with Mara, because I believe we're going to see continued consolidation a bit more in this area, because again, Bitcoin has not bottomed yet, or at least it's not showing signs of it. We can still see it consolidate down here or push down a little bit more. All that uncertainty that we're still looking for a bottom is all just pressure being put on Mara. So we're gonna see continued consolidation between the around that around the red and the green, this whole area. So I don't think it's a good idea for anyone short-term trading Mara be overly bullish or overly bearish, because we're gonna continue to see. It's sort of like someone walking a dog down the park, and this is the park, and then the leash is long enough where it keeps going one way, and it keeps going the other way, but it keeps eventually crossing around where the owner is walking the dog. If that makes sense. So yeah, guys, I see consolidation on here, a little bit of bearishness, but any push up into the upside isn't going to be major. So it's just going to be very short-term trading where potentially easy 5% moves constantly. Trying to, I don't think it's a good idea to focus on grabbing the whole range because, it's very uncertain, it's very uneven, nothing to really, be confident with. So, taking potential trade, or not portional trades within the structure, I think it's a really good idea. So I'm not going to change anything on here. I will remove this because we don't really need this anymore. We're just going to focus on prices continuing to dance between the red and the green. Let's see if we can get a little bit closer to this, and then we can, look at a trade where we can start selling once it reaches up into that green one more time, because I don't believe we're going to see some crazy price action on this just yet. Definitely not within the first half of this month either way. That's just my opinion though. So yeah, guys, I want to see a little bit more bearishness on Mara. I want as we continue to see Bitcoin try to consolidate, try to find a bottom. We'll see how we enter into next trading week. Again, big week. We have a lot of very, very important U.S. macroeconomic news and some political stuff happening. So let's see how that goes. When it comes to MicroStrategy, when it comes to this stock, any pullback, and I believe I said this last video, and any pullback in this stock really is nothing to take lightly. In this stock, I don't really care too much about the RSI coming down here. Once the RSI comes down to basically the 50 mark, I believe it's a good idea to start accumulating. It could easily, obviously, come down a little bit more, but there's enough momentum, enough bullishness in this stock. Really, even with this very much extended push, I believe any pullback is very important and shouldn't be, taken too lightly. So, but yeah, even if we do start a corrective move with MicroStrategy, I do believe we're going to just see a decent, if this was an A wave and we're looking for a B and C, I believe the B wave is not going to be like an XYZ. It's going to be more of where we see the corrective move to continue a downtrend being shallow, or at least not as aggressive as retesting the swing high. I believe we're going to see a much more aggressive, if it is so. But yeah, I think personally, just my own opinion, I think MSTR is a great buy at this level, because we're gonna see $300 soon, real soon. This isn't a stock to underestimate. And again, yeah, the momentum's there. We'll see what happens with Bitcoin tomorrow, leading into Monday as well. Because of course, depending how the market opens Monday, what the momentum looks like, I believe, this is going to jump back into the green area, but we will see. Let's just be patient with it. And, even if we are going to continue higher, we're going to easily break the swing high. But, I personally think it's a great buying opportunity for this stock. I might even buy this next week alongside BITU. Maybe I'll do 50% maybe I'll do 5,000 in BITU and 5,000 into MSTR or something. We'll see. But I'm liking BITU and I'm liking MSTR so far going into the next trading week after tomorrow, coming up Monday, mainly because of, the trend I'm seeing with Bitcoin. It speaks to me in a very bullish way, but we'll see how that holds up. Let's keep going, guys. Let's see. Let's stay observant, because it's a lot big week coming up next week. It's gonna be a very, very big week. And I feel like I want to be invested long throughout this week. We'll see how that goes. But I'll keep you guys updated throughout the entire journey. Let's do this together, guys. All right, take care.